Today we'll be opening up the Star Trek Innerspace series Lunar module playset. Now this is in the same scale and style as the other Innerspace series playsets that I've opened up, but it's a little bit different in terms of content. This is an actual real world spacecraft, but still very much in theme with the Star Trek line, obviously. There's space travel is space travel as far as they're concerned. We have the lunar modules right up front and center here. We have the two astronauts who are not named on the package, but logic dictates that they must be Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, so cool there. It's designed package-wise exactly as if it was a Romulan or a Klingon spacecraft, so it's fitting the universe theme very, very well. We'll flip it over. They do have one of these little punch-out cards here if you wanted to make a little trading card of your playset. We have the full fact sheet card here. This indicates the action features of this particular set, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. A little something to tempt you in case you're wondering what's inside here. This is what you might look at the store to say, oh, hey, I think this looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and open this up now. Here, first of all, we have our paper goods here. We have a little self-addressed envelope to the Playmates company, which is probably some sort of customer satisfaction survey. Yep. Very tempted to see who would even look at this if I sent it in, and who I would even send it to if I had a mind to do that. They weren't going to spring for the stamp, by the way. Okay. Pop out our astronauts here. There's a very weak piece of tape just kind of holding them back. And the arms are extremely stiff. I don't believe this astronaut's arms are jointed at all. They're not jointed, no. There's no articulation in the arms, so it's strictly just the hips that swivel back and forth. They are swiveling freely. I'm having trouble deciding if these are completely identical or just very, very close. I'm leaning toward thinking they're completely identical. They are just two figures that are wearing the same clothes. It would be nice if they had a slightly different pose just to differentiate them, but under the circumstances, I can see why they went in this direction. Okay, I would probably say, although there's nothing really wrong with these figures, they are the least impressive Innerspace Microverse playset figures I've seen, because there's just not a whole lot of imagination in there. Pull out the lunar module itself. A little shot of it closed for the moment. Okay. Okay. Just going to give a little tug on the feet here. Just, the feet look like they're slotted so that you could pull them out. I'm giving a little tug there. I probably could force it, but that might result in it breaking, so they're not meant to come out. But, you know, people are going to do what they're going to do. I'm sure a lot of kids back in the day forced them out, and I'm not going to be doing that. Open it up. We have the flag here. The flag does come out and can be placed, well, look like it would be placed on top there. That is not the case. And I don't really see any particular use for this hole at the moment. This does swivel up here. What you're seeing here is, this is the fold-out camera. Yeah, that is supposed to be a camera. They have a panel here showing the layout. That does look like it could be L-Cars themed, especially with the little crosses here, but you know, it could also just be a very good representation of the actual controls that's been scaled down to this size. Panels in behind the spacecraft seats here. Little fire extinguisher off the side. Sticker placement is excellent. Sticker work is great. The flag gets put back in here when you're done. It's just, I suppose this is supposed to be for them to place on the surface of the moon like that. And then when you set it down, it is a place where you can actually put the astronauts. So I'm going to put them in there. The camera pops up, and that is great. Aside from that, not really seeing any other action features here, although the box does show that this is actually to dock with the lunar capsule. So that makes sense that this is meant to connect to another toy and to encourage you to buy that other toy. It's cool that this is real. It's cool that it's in scale with the Star Trek line and you can actually incorporate them together. It is, as far as the Innerspace line goes, probably not the coolest set I've seen from that. So good effort. Doesn't really pan out, but I'm glad I have it, and I will seek out the others in this line too.